In the early morning of Ouagadougou, the sun rises slowly behind the tall trees, pouring its golden light over the red dust roads of our capital. The city wakes the sound of motorbikes, rattling street vendors, calling the sweet smell of fresh bread drifting from the corners. But somewhere in these familiar sounds, a story is unfolding. A story that will make a whole nation fall silent. In a small corner of the neighborhood stands a boy only 7 years old. His name is Chris Ivan Zaida, eyes dark and bright, holding a seriousness far beyond his age. Today he does not carry a school bag on his back. No, today by his side are heavy bags of cement stacked neatly beside a small cart. And next to them, sealed bags of clean water, ready to be given away. You might ask, what can a 7-year-old child do for his country? The answer you will see very soon, but first, let us go back just a few days before. Chris had watched his father, a hard-working man, walk to present a gift to President Ibrahim Traore during a gathering for the Great Faso Embo initiative. From the corner of their home, Chris stood still, his young eyes following every move. His father went but without him, and in that moment something lit up in the boy's heart. If my father can give to build our land, then I can too. But I will do it with what is truly mine. Chris did not ask his parents for money. Instead, he went to his small wooden tube, a gift from his mother years ago. Inside were coins and notes he had been saving for years, from New Year gifts, from school rewards, from the coins pressed into his palm by smiling elders at the market. Every coin was a memory, every note a little dream. He counted, then counted again until he knew it was enough to buy 7 bags of cement and 7 bags of water. 7, not by chance, but because to him it was a number of blessing, of completeness, of promise. And today is the day Chris would keep that promise. Not for himself, not for pride, but for Burkina Faso, the land that raised him. When the little cart began to roll, red dust rose and danced in the morning sun. The boy pushed with steady steps like a young warrior on a mission. His destination, the place where President Ibrahim Traore and the Faso Embo initiative were building the future. And from this moment, Burkina Faso would witness an image no one will ever forget. The little cart rolled through the streets, the sun climbing higher, its heat already pressing down on the city. People turned their heads as they saw him pass, a boy no taller than the cement bags he was pushing, moving with the determination of a grown man. Some smiled, some stared in silence. They could feel this was not just any errand. At last, Chris arrived at the gathering place. There were elders, mothers with their children, young men in work clothes, all part of the Faso Embo effort building, repairing, shaping the future of Burkina Faso with their own hands. The boy stopped, wiped the sweat from his forehead, and stood straight. He stepped forward and spoke, his voice clear without fear. "Good morning, Captain Ibrahim Traore. I have brought cement for you to build our country. These are 7 bags of cement and 7 bags of water." The people around fell quiet. They looked at the boy, at the cement, at the water. 7 and 7. They understood this was not just material, it was a message. A message from a child who believed his small hands could help lift a nation. When asked where the money came from, Chris answered simply, "From my savings, from the money I kept for many years in my small tube. I wanted it to be for this day." Some in the crowd lowered their heads, moved by his words. A child who could have bought toys, sweets, or clothes had chosen instead to give to his people. And as if to speak to all who were listening, Chris said, "My uncles, my aunties save your money and bring cement to Captain Ibrahim Traore so he can build our country." Those words from the mouth of a 7-year-old carried the weight of a truth we sometimes forget. Nation building is not the work of leaders alone. It is the work of every heart that loves its home. And on that day, in that small act, Chris reminded Burkina Faso and all of Africa that greatness begins not with what we keep, but with what we give. That day, news of Chris' gift began to travel. It moved from one street corner to another, from the mouths of market women to the radios in tea shops, from the quiet whispers of elders to the loud cheers of the youth. In every telling, the image was the same: a boy, 7 years old, standing beside his cement and water, speaking to his president as if speaking to the soul of a nation. People asked each other, if a child can do this, what can I do? Farmers thought of the extra bags of grain they could spare. Traders thought of the few coins they could set aside. Students thought of giving their time after school. The spirit was rising, and Captain Ibrahim Traore himself, the man at the heart of the Faso Embo mission, received this gift not as just cement and water, but as proof that the seeds of patriotism are growing strong in the youngest hearts of Burkina Faso. Chris' words became a call not just for one city, not just for one project, but for the whole land. Save what you can. Bring what you have. Let us build together. So today I am passing that call to you. Whether you are in Ouagadougou or across the seas, if you feel the pride of Africa in your heart, let your hands act. Contribute to the building of our home. Support the mission that is lifting our people. And if this story has touched your spirit, press the super thanks button right now, so the world knows you stand with the builders of Africa, because the future is not waiting. And greatness begins the moment we decide to give. The story of Chris did not stop at the schoolyard gates or the streets of Ouagadougou. It crossed rivers and dusty roads, reaching villages where children fetch water at dawn and farmers till the soil under the blazing sun. It traveled through the voices of griots, the storytellers of our land, who spoke of a young boy whose gift was small in weight but great in meaning. In marketplaces, women repeated his words, "Save what you can, bring what you have, let us build together." And in the evenings, under the glow of kerosene lamps, elders told the children, "This is how nations rise, not only with presidents and generals, but with the hearts of the people." From the north to the south, from the gold mines to the cotton fields, people began to see themselves in Chris. They saw the courage to give even when you have little. They saw the truth that love for one's country is not measured in years, but in action. And so a boy's step became a march. A single act became a movement, and the movement began to speak for all of Africa. We are the builders of our own destiny. We will not wait for others to shape our future. We will shape it ourselves. The drums of this message reached beyond Burkina Faso into Mali, Niger, Ghana, Senegal, where people nodded and said, "Yes, this is the Africa we are fighting for." In the heart of Africa, stories like Chris are not meant to fade. They are meant to burn bright, like the fire in the hearth that keeps the whole village warm. His 7 bags of cement and 7 bags of water may seem small to the world, but to us, they are the stones upon which a great nation will stand. And so I ask you, my brothers and sisters of Africa, whether you are in Ouagadougou, Accra, Lagos, Dakar, or far across the oceans, what will you give, not only in money or cement, but in time, in skill, in heart? Because this is the truth. Africa's greatness will not be delivered by outsiders. It will be built by the hands of her children, by you, by me, by all of us who dare to dream and to act. If a 7-year-old boy can save for years to help his country, then what excuse do we have? Let his courage push you. Let his faith remind you. Let his act move you. And if this story has touched your soul, if it has made you see the power we hold when we stand together, then show it. Press the super thanks button now, so that the whole world knows you are part of the builders, not the bystanders. Leave your words in the comments so Chris and every young heart like his will know they are not alone. The future is calling us Africa. Let us answer with our hands, with our voices, with our unity. Because the greatest monuments we will ever build are not just of stone and cement, but of hope, sacrifice, and love for our people.